السلام عليكم ورحمة الله متابعين برنامج دردشة بزنس. عدنا لكم بحلقة جديدة ومقابلة جديدة. اليوم احنا متواجدين في العاصمة الإماراتية أبو ظبي في حفل الإطلاق الرسمي العالمي الأول لأهم سيارة عند الصانع الياباني النيسان باترول. للحديث معنا على موضوع الباترول والحديث على مستقبل نيسان، نحكي معاه على موضوع السيارات الكهربائية ومستقبل الباترول وكتير سوالف على شركة نيسان. مع اليوم شخصيا السيد جيوم كارتي رئيس نيسان أميو. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. I believe welcome back to UAE again. You've been here before. You've worked with Nissan Middle East office before. Thank you for having us today. Thank you for the lovely evening with the reveal and launch of the all-new Nissan Patrol. Let's start with the superstar of the evening, Nissan Patrol, a story that has been running for years and years, a very important model for our region, for the GCC market and for the UAE specifically. I want to hear it more from you. How do you view the car, the process behind the car, the changes that took place in the Nissan Patrol?
Well, thank you for your time. And we are just after the reveal. This is a really cool moment because we have worked long, and here there is this spike where you show your baby, you show your car, you show your Patrol to everyone. And before you don't know what will be the reaction. And then on top, we have decided to do the launch of the Nissan Patrol in GCC, in Abu Dhabi, because all the inspiration for the car is coming from the customer from this region. So you have those two things together, and the feedback is really good. So you are in front of you, happy man. Because I didn't know, but the feedback is really good.
After years of developing the car, and I think millions of kilometers has been tested the car, whether off-road or on-road, Nissan Patrol represent like a jewel of Nissan in the region. It's a very important model. What's your expectation for the Nissan Patrol in our region, especially now with the all the challenges, the competition that's taking place, whether from the American brands, from the other Japanese brands, whether from the Chinese brands who's trying also to penetrate into the off-roading and the big SUV market?
Sure, I think you're right. There is a competition, and I respect the competitors. They have good car, etc. But what we have is something which is designed, reviewed with the customer. We have an heritage of 70 years, 7 generations. So we apply the famous Kaizen, Japanese Kaizen. So it means you improve each and everything each time you have a new car. So this is an asset because we have built that with the Kaizen approach, which is the famous Japanese word to say that for each new version we are improving, and we are doing that with the customer. So is everyone is having 70 years? I don't think so. No. Is everyone having 7 generations? I don't think so. Is everyone focusing on this region like we do to make sure that we have a car which is incredible in the dune and fantastic when you go with your wife to a dinner in a palace? I don't think so. So I truly believe we have an asset. We have something which is different, unique, and really tailor-made for this region.
With elaborating more on the Nissan Patrol, I've noticed the whole interior is different, the platform is different now. We're talking about a complete new engine and a new lineup. Going down from V8, 8-cylinder to 6-cylinder, 6-cylinder turbo technology. With all the testing, how was the feedback, whether from the customers or even from the engineering team?
It's a really good point because we had that question. And I've got a really bad slogan, if I can use it.
Bad slogan?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is 6 is better than 8. So it's not really intuitive, so we will have to educate people. But first, when you drive the car, drive the current one and the new one, you will see a massive difference. Then the horsepower jumped up to 425 horsepower. So the torque is 700 Newton meter, which is huge. But on top of that, we have new technology. The consumption have reduced by 25%. So 6 is better than 8. If you take KPIs one by one, we are breaking the performance of the current car. So that's what we have to educate. The best education will be, please come, test drive the new car and make the difference with the current, and you will be convinced. Same is on the handling. It's massive improvement. We have also this intelligent suspension, which is giving the advantage, especially in this region, that you can have high ground clearance if you need. But if you go on the high-speed road, the car will go down to have a better aerodynamics. So if I look at it, it's really an improvement from a powertrain and suspension that help also the handling, which is not debatable.
I know the Patrol is important, but I want to give some highlights on the other Nissan models that it's coming in the lineup. We've seen the Ariya, the e-power technology. I want to hear more from you. What's the future products? What's on the roll for the coming this year, 2024, or the next year, 2025?
The chance that we have in this region is we are welcoming production from many places. So Nissan is a global company, so we have cars which are built in Japan, like Patrol.
All the Patrol will be built in Japan, only?
Yes,
okay.
yes. X-Trail is same. We have car coming from US, we have car coming from Latin America, we have car coming from India soon. So GCC is receiving car from many aspects. Then we have a spectrum of customer which is huge. And we are lucky because we can cover this expectation. One of the characteristics we are developing is SUV. This kind of design where you can put the Patrol, the Terra, the Pathfinder, the X-Trail, the Kicks. That's what we want to do, and we will extend this family also with some small SUVs that are coming soon.
Smaller SUV?
Yes, smaller SUV.
No names yet? Something with the Juke?
No name, but...
size of the Juke or Kicks?
We have said that we will have car coming from India, 2 cars. We have car which will be even lower, that also coming. So if you look at what is in India, you can imagine what type of car it could be. And to have something which is really consistent on the lineup of what is our expertise. Then powertrain, as you said. So what do we want to put in powertrain? And we are ready. We have some electric vehicle, which we have tested longly, because you know the battery, there are 2 things they hate: the cold weather and the hot weather. So before to launch a car, we want to make sure that our battery will be compatible with the high temperature we have here, plus the way of driving in GCC, because this is the area in the globe where the people drive the faster, the longest. Faster and longest. So you need to make sure...
With the hot weather.
With the hot weather. So you need to make sure there is no point as a Japanese company that we will put a car on the market with not being sure that the quality and the durability will be respected. And we have that. So that we have. The question after will be, because I used to say EV will come, but the customer is deciding. And I do not answer fully of what is the appetite of the customer here on the electric vehicles.
So far, how do you see it? Like with EV, it's from my perspective, it's slowing down. It's losing its appetite. So people are worried because Nissan has been doing a lot of announcements recently towards fully electrifying the fleet and focusing more into having a fully electric vehicles. Is it taking place that drastically, that quickly, or now there is a revised vision to the company where we will be offering ICE engine, we'll be offering e-power engine? And
well, it's a really good question, and you're right. The trend is not the same that it was, or not the one that we were expecting. Is Nissan believing in EV? The answer is yes. Are we investing in EV? The answer is yes. Even we want to have a technology which is a solid-state battery, which not many OEM are developing within the company. They are outsourcing. We do within the company. So that's something that we believe will be a game changer. That is okay. You can park it. But in the same times, there are 2 things. The number one is Do we believe that the world will electrify at the same speed? The answer is not at all. Not at all. So based on that, we have to be agile to make sure that we develop cars, EV and non-EV, ICE, as you said, that we answer the full demand. Question that we can have is how quick EV will develop here. So we will have the possibility to introduce more EV, but we will have also some investment that are remaining on the ICE model. I think tonight, Bاترول is an evidence of that.
Recently, there was like a few months back, there was the announcement of the alliance between Nissan, Mitsubishi, and Honda. Is it only towards developing electrified engines, EVs, or it has more purposes and it's an alliance where we're standing together as a Japanese car manufacturer in front of the competition that it's coming from China?
So there is a word which is a jargon, which is a memorandum of interest or understanding. So that's what we have signed with Honda. So we say, yeah, we are interested to see what we can do together. So we are starting the journey, and clearly we are starting by what we can do, what we call upstream. So really on the development of the technology, and we will see. But there is no limitation on the synergies that will be decided. As far as it is good for Honda, good for Nissan, there is no reason we don't do it. So that's what we are doing. And we have Mitsubishi, where Nissan is having a large part of the share, but also we have some synergy. I truly believe that it will be more and more the case, is the agility in between the car manufacturers to find some synergy. Why? Because the market is growing, but it's in between 84 to 90 million worldwide. And now each car, when you want to make a new car, it's more expensive than it used to. So mathematically, if you want to do same volume, it will cost you much more. Except if you share. Because you have the cost of production, you have the technology. If you look at the technology of the car, we have launched with the 7th generation of Bاترول versus number 2 is totally different. And then you have the electrification, which is investment consuming, because you have the car plus the battery. So all in all, now the car industry is having more appetite for consuming investment for one car. So mathematically, if you have a certain pot of money, you do less car. Or you find someone that can help you to maintain your market coverage. That's what's happening, and everyone is thinking the same.
I want to end my discussion today with a very iconic car, iconic badge, Nismo, and the GTR. There was some rumors that GTR as well will be electrified. Is it going to be electrified? I need something exclusively for the ArabGT audience. This is something similar to, by the way, it has an impact similar to the Bاترول. Imagine if you guys launch the Bاترول tonight with the batteries.
Really well informed. Now, first on the first part of your question, Nismo, this is signature, this is sub-brand that we're having, and yes, we will have many cars that will be Nismo.
ICE or electric?
So first we start with ICE. As you know, we have the Z, Bاترول is and will be. We are looking for X-Trail, Aria also. So Nismo is something which is iconic as a name in Japan, but beyond, and that's something that we want to offer to the customer. So that.
Granted, the Bاتrول Nismo.
Yeah, so that you want in the news, you can grant this one. Perfect. Then GTR. What is sure is that this is iconic and we want to continue. So the legend, which is born and cultivated around GTR, it's something that we will not let go. Now, we are looking different options. One, you're right, is to electrify. Now, you can imagine to make sure that we have the performance that we have in the past, that will require a bit of time. But yes, we are looking at it.
But it will be ICE.
We don't know. We are looking both. We are looking both.
Well,
but primarily we are thinking if we can electrify, we will go electrifying.
If it will be electrified.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I can't imagine if you guys reveal the Nissan Patrol tonight and it will be fully electric. You don't want to hear the feedback.
Yeah.
So same story with the GTR. There is like the hardcore GTR fans. They're really looking for the ICE engine or new
I think
technology.
that's why we have this dual strategy, EV, non-EV, and we are able to answer. And after that, for me, always customer vibration.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of that, back to what we said on Patrol. Tonight, I'm happy man because we have a good feedback, but we have not been arrogant from the day one. Everything we put in the car, we have tested, we have evaluated how the customer will react, and today is good.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your time. It was really lovely to meet you today at Abu Dhabi, and I look forward to have more conversation coming with more reveals and launches in the near future with Nissan. متابعينا الكرام، شكرا لكم، شكرا لمشاهدتكم. لا تنسوا تشتركوا بقناة ArabGT Podcast. إن شاء الله مستمرين معكم ببرنامج دردشة بزنس والمزيد من المقابلات الحصرية والمعلومات الحصرية. شكرا لكم، شكرا لمشاهدتكم. السلام عليكم.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.